Well, have you put it all together, Mountain Dew? I know I have. Welcome to Deadline Day, the Doomsday deadline, January 5th, which I will be renaming today, and that is what today's Wiplish lesson will be, as these will no longer be called Daily Do's, for this is the last day that I will mandatorily be doing these every single day, and there will still be some sprinkled in here and there, but they'll no longer be daily, and they will no longer be in Do's honor if they do not honor their wish list they asked for. Today is their last day to meet that before it gets raised up to this, and this would be the new stakes starting January 6th, and those would only continue to rise to ensure that Mountain Dew is genuinely trying to make amends and work with me to do good, as they still can today. Really hope they do. Regardless of their decision, January 5th is going to become a Wiplish holiday, because that is the day I started changing English every single day until I got sponsored by Mountain Dew. I've now done that for a full year, and this was the day that they had to decide. What they have to meet is $10,000 to the V Foundation, the Thielen Foundation, and Film North, while also giving $1,000 to me, while I give $1,000 to all three of those causes. However, I've gotten everything done on this wish list from my perspective already. I have now given $1,000 to Film North, the Thielen Foundation, and the V Foundation, with actually $2,000 going to the Thielen Foundation and the V Foundation through funds matched by my company through all of 2022 and 2023 that I had available. So I've actually got $5,000 going between those causes. When I tried 3, Mountain Dew so far is at 0. Yeah, that's the number. And that'll have to change today, or here are the options that I said were realistic after the deadline of things that I may do, although there are many other things that I might do, and some of the items on these lists may never happen, okay? You can be almost certain that one or some will happen on it, though, so they should be really okay with any of these things happening if they do not want to give those funds, and continue some communication with me on what we're going to do in the future. And let's talk about what January 5th now is. I was going to make it so it would have 2 different names depending on the outcome of today, if there was the good option and the bad option, and then I decided I only need one with this because one is actually correct, and what it's going to be is Vikdewday. Vikdewday, kind of like victory, kind of like victory over due day, or victory with due day, it could be. And here in Wiplish, we like to use K's when they make sense overseas. They get priority treatment as they deserve. And I can be confident in saying that this is a victory this day. I'm going to continue to strive to be my best and do the absolute good, and I plan on doing so over and over and over again. But I'm not going to forget that Dew left me hanging for a full year when I needed them most, and they saw everything I was as a person, and were willing to let this happen. So the good I am and will continue to be is only going to be at Dew's expense. But my loss is also at Dew's expense at this point forward. So it's kind of their final day where they can decide net negative or net positive for them, but I'm just going to still be a net positive. That's my goal. And the price of switching sides is about to go way up. So now, as I've just got hours back into my day every single day and have so much more time and freedom and ability to do things, and am now a significantly stronger person than I was a year ago, we can see how my endeavors into diving back into the gaming and NBA basketball realm will go as I influence males from the ages 18 to 24, the most important demographic for building brand loyalty for Yumdu over a lifetime. We'll just see how that endeavor goes. And if you think I won't stick to exactly what I say and believe, even if it seems like other people don't really care, well, I just gave you a full year of evidence I will do exactly that. So, happy Vikdewday. We're not going to be corrupted. We're not going to go against what we believe in and what we established. But you don't have to continue to stand beside someone who had 400 opportunities to do the right thing, with all of it laid out, and still won. Still fighting for what we believe in and not giving up. I think that's worth celebrating. I think that's a victory. January 5th is Vikdewday. Let's continue on and do some great things. Mountain Dew, you're gonna be involved. I would love if it was in a positive fashion. You have one final day to do so. We'll say to make it official by the end of January 5th, Central Time, midnight. There you go. On Vikdewdays going forward on this channel, it will be a catch-up of what we've accomplished over the year and maybe a recap of what we have done to progress Mountain Dew if things go the right way, or how much we have undermined them in the other way. Maybe a great opportunity for some spectacular events as well, and it's a great day to reflect on what you're working towards and how you're doing so, analyzing your simplex and figuring out how much you are sticking to what you want to be. That's what I want Vikdewday to be about each year going forward, January 5th. For some other ritualistic changes, I will no longer be posting mandatorily every single day. Actually, I've been posting mandatorily 8 posts a week at least. And with the Timberwolves season, it being like a minimum of like 11 instead. Moving forward, I will post every day except for the ones that I changed in this series. And so on Cudi Day, Doomsday, and Wednesday, I have the option to not post on those days. The complete minimum is going to stay at 4, but on those days that are honorably favorable towards Mountain Dew, I don't have to post on those days. That's fine. I'm sure there will be plenty of days I still will on those days. It's not like I'm not allowed, but it's not mandatory. I don't have to force myself to do it. I can have a couple more breaks, keep things sustainable, and work on some more long-term options as well, and not have to feel like I have to pump out every single project in one day for it to be feasible. I'll update you more with what will happen on Wippy Thoughts Chapter 2, but you also might have a lot of input on what could happen. I had those New Year's resolutions that I pursued so fully for the entire duration of the year, plus a couple days, and I'm going to Groupia and see if there are some things that people would want to see me try to do for a full year. You got the option to give some feedback. So interesting potential in Wippy Chapter 2. I've got some ideas and we might try some of yours. We've got one more chance for good, Mountain Dew. Going once? Going twice? Go. Song of the day is Finale by Slipknot, picked because this is, of course, the finale of Whip's Picks, Song of the Day, Video of the Day, Daily English Changes, all of that stuff. When I had done the OG Groove Group with Gav on the latest Slipknot album, this is the final song of that album, and it is a wonderful one, a great ending statement of the album, and I think of the band, I think that's supposed to be their last album. And as we gave our thoughts on it, I'm like, this should also probably be like the last song I do for the final Daily Do. And it's a really great one. Lyrically, it's rather deep. It's not heavy for a Slipknot song. The backing instrumental is still pretty fierce, but it's also kind of soft and somber through most of it as well. It's an extremely reflective and thoughtful piece that I think is great. And those are the Slipknot songs. I mean, like, I love their bangers, but I feel like consistently their soft songs do touch me as well too and are really great. Then for the video of the day, we have a clip from Ted Lasso, Darts. If you haven't seen the show, you want to watch the show, I would highly recommend it. And I've actually tried to emulate Ted through a lot of this series, and in fact, the believe sign that he hangs up in the start of the show is actually a part of all of my social media banners. It's on my YouTube, it's on my Twitter, and so maintaining that belief throughout this series and throughout myself was a core thing that I was trying to carry, and I kind of wanted to be like Ted bringing the biscuits to Rebecca over and over again. Maybe she doesn't appreciate it and they're cold right away, meaning the personality, not the actual thing that you're delivering. But as you put out this endless energy and effort and commitment, they'll turn. And Dew has one more day to do it. I decided after 250 days, I'm like, hey, let's let them know that things are a bit more serious than maybe I have been leading on, and that the consequences for me are huge with this, and start to kind of reveal that. I still kept the positivity all the way through, except with maybe like the Do or Die Doomsday finale. But it was really to express kind of the level of importance all this had to me. Anyway, onto what the actual Ted Lasso clip is. It is the darts one, which is one of my favorite television scenes maybe ever. I remember just getting slummets when I saw it. It was just chilling and amazing. You can see Ted in a challenge with the extremely wealthy Rupert as they're playing darts.
Guys have underestimated me my entire life. And for years, I never understood why. It used to really bother me.
Never approaches to Rupert to be curious and to ask questions and see what is really going on with Ted.
Because if they were curious, they would ask questions. You know? Questions like, have you played a lot of darts, Ted? Which I would have answered every Sunday afternoon at a sports bar with my father from age 10 till I was 16 when he passed away.
So the extremely powerful and wealthy was ignoring the very talented and pain-driven but inspirational up-and-comer that came to challenge. Maybe sounds a little familiar.
Barbecue sauce.
That's it for the Daily Do's. We made it. Happy Vikdewday. Peace out.